We're going to talk about double exposures, and there's a couple different ways to do it. The person in profile is the easiest. Here's a complete profile. It was taken this way. Then my favorite way is when they're mostly dark, but there is some light on their face and there's some contrast there. Because when you do the double exposure, you get a more interesting effect than when it's just a complete silhouette. But this complete silhouette is the easiest. Here's a third one that we're going to do, this athlete. And this is the picture. We're looking for contrast, so bright skin against dark backgrounds. This is the picture we put inside. Here's another. This is the original, and then this is a field and bandstand that I took with my cell phone. We combined it, and that's what we got. So we'll do that one last. That one's a little bit harder. The other type of silhouette is where you don't cut the person out from the background, so you have a background, person on the background that's large, in a profile, or at least looking away, and then you have the bottom picture. Sometimes they are looking at the camera, sometimes they're not, and you have them little in the big picture, but you still have the scenery behind them. We will start here with the easiest one. If they're completely in profile and it's a silhouette like this, or completely black. So I'm going to take, coming from Lightroom, I'm going to hit Command E, and then I'm going to place that sunset football field. And it could be a sunset football field, it could be trees, it could be anything that person is interested in, or anything actually from the session works as well. The first thing I'm going to do is select the subject. You need to get the black part up on its own layer, and then I'm going to do a clipping mask. So I'm going to hit Option or Alt, and then I'm going to clip it to the silhouette below, and that's where we are. You could end like this, but we can make it better. So the first thing I'm going to do is change it around, because I want more sun in that picture, like that. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that silhouette, and I'm going to bring it on top and put a layer mask over it. And here's why. I'm just going to burn in the edges to bring back some shadow around the edges, and you'll see the difference that makes. So I'm at 36%. I'm just going to come and spot. I'm working on a Wacom tablet here, but you could do this with a mouse. And then I am going to maybe put it on screen. Let me see if I like that better. Normal. It really doesn't make a difference, so I'm going to leave it as it is. I feel like I got a little too much, so I'm going to come back with the white, and let's go back with the black, excuse me, and tap a little bit back in and call it good. Last thing I could do, if I wanted to do more to this, it's good as is, but if I add a color balance layer and try to make the colors stronger and play around. I like it warmer because it was a warm sunset. I'll go up a little bit on the reds. I'm just working in the midtones and the yellows, and that just warms it up a little bit. I think it adds to it. So Command Shift E, put that all together, Command S, and save it back into Lightroom. There's the difference. And you can see, actually, I'm going to do that again because I actually like it with the bleachers higher in the image. So let's go back and go into history, and we have the freedom to move that as much as we want. And yeah, I like that a ton better. Let's put that in. From there, everything else is the same, except I have to add my color balance layer again. So there's the color balance layer, and I'm still going to warm it up and keep that, make it little red tones, and Command Shift E, Command Save, and there we go. And if I looked at both of those, I like it warmed up better. That's the easiest. Let's take it up a notch, and we're going to do that with this picture and this picture in the warehouse with a colored light. I'm going to go up to select both of them, Command E, select the subject, Command J, find the other image and hit V to move it. Then I will come back, V, and I'll bring that up, click on that next image, drop it in. Now I will clip it to the subject and come down somewhere up in there. I'm going to put a mask over it. I don't like it over the edge over his eyes. And I'm going to paint with a black brush and just take that off his face. We'll leave a little bit there. And then I actually kind of like, a lot of times I'll just remove it, but I actually kind of like it with the blue. So I think I'm going to leave that there. And the last thing I may do is, if I do a levels layer, let's see what that looks like. Levels or curves, I will often play with. Okay, I like it a little bit brighter. The last thing, you can see the layer mask, I took it off his face, but I'm also going to paint around just the edges of the whole silhouette, and that just adds to the drama. It outlines him better. And then I could decrease the opacity. Nope, I like it full opacity, and then I will put it on lighten and then call that good. Command Shift E, Command Save. Pick which one you like. I like them both. One thing I would do to the blue one is add a vignette, which if I come down here in Lightroom and oh yeah, that makes it look a lot better. And then I'm gonna feather it and then bring it down more. And then it's a little to the side. The picture was not completely straight. So I'll come down and even it out a little bit, and there we go.